I'm going to be doing a little bit of grilling in just a moment. Figured I'd also come out here and do a tobacco review for you. This is Cornell Diehl Golden Ash. If I remember correctly, it's made of Burley, Cavendish, Virginias, and Latakia. It's another English blend. I know I have 2 more English blends in my house that I have not yet reviewed. And eventually I'll review them. It is freezing cold. Freezing. It was starting to warm up. Spring was finally here. It seemed like... Nope. I think it's like 16 degrees here out in Colorado. Fun. I'm not a huge fan of the cold weather. I don't mind transitions in the weather. Like, I don't mind if it gets cold for a little bit because I like the, you know, the transitioning and, you know, spring coming around. What the? This pipe is completely clogged. What is going on? Should have tested it before I brought it out. I have to run back inside. This is clogged with stuff. I don't know why this keeps clogging. I need to clean this pipe, but I'm going to run in, blast some compressed air into it, and come back out. I'm back. Compressed air works magic, especially for church warden pipes like this. It's not easy to declog such a long stem. Good. I'm going to hope I don't have any relighting issues or any crap like that. The idea is, on the website, it says it's supposed to be a mild, all-day English smoke. Let's find out about that. Suppose I could fit some more tobacco in there, but... Neighbor's dog running around in their backyard. Trying to make sure it stays lit, so I keep puffing on it. There he is. Or she. So it's really smoky and it is light. It's a very light English blend. That's what it tastes like so far. Very smooth, mild. Usually you wouldn't associate English blends with mild. Usually it's like in your face smoky, but this is like calm tasting. I don't know, you probably can't see on the camera, but it's barely starting to flurry right now. Very interesting weather. I'm really glad it's not super windy. I can't stand the wind. Puts your lighters out. It's really annoying. Always make sure not to tamp down too tight or tamp down too hard, because you'll have trouble bringing the smoke into your mouth. But if you don't tamp it down at all, it'll just keep going out. I swear, pipe smoking, I'm pretty new to it. I'm relatively new. I've been smoking a pipe ever since I was 18. I'm 24 now. But I swear, it's like a lifetime to master type of thing. Pipe smoking is an art form like no other. So this is really, I got a text message from someone. Put that away for now. That's one of my closest friends. So far, this is really good. I'm not having too much trouble keeping it lit. It just tastes... The Latakia is definitely there. That's like the biggest note I'm getting. But it's so smooth. It's not... I'm not getting much tongue bite. It's smoking very cool. I believe, if I remember correctly, Latakia smoke's kind of cool. Maybe I'm thinking of something else, but It's burley smoke very, very cool for sure. They don't have much of a flavor of their own either. And so burley is very good for cooling down tobacco blends, like I've explained in previous videos. It's definitely contributing to that if it's in there. Yeah, Burley, Virginia, Cavendish, and Latakia. Or Latakia, however you say that. Really good. There's a slight sweetness to it too. I assume mostly the Virginias and the Cavendish. Cavendish is really, really good. Let me show you what I'm going to be grilling. So we have here are some sausages sitting in a pot. This was boiling in water for a little bit inside the house. I just brought it out because they're ready. This is a technique I like to do when making sausages, to be absolutely sure they are cooked for sure, because I do not want to get parasites or anything. You boil them just for a few minutes before you throw them on the grill. Grill's about ready now. We have an alligator sausage, and then we have two what they call jackalope sausages, which is antelope and jackrabbit put together. Very interesting. Got it from a local meat market by my house that sells kind of exotic meat and stuff. Sometimes I like to try out things like that. But they are ready to go on the grill. Let's see. This is not easy to do holding the camera. Medium-high heat. And we're back to the pipe smoke. This is really good. This is a really, really pleasant, well-executed tobacco blend. Very good English blend. Amazing. Is it my favorite? No, it's not. I prefer more medium, heavier bodied stuff in general when it comes to flavors. This is light. This is very light, but the flavor is there. It's not like an aromatic that has no flavor. I don't mean that by light. Not a huge fan of that. This is light, but the flavor is definitely there. It's smoky. If you don't like English blends, you probably aren't going to like this. But if you're like teetering on it, like I don't know if I like them or not, you might want to give this a try because it's not really in your face. Like that's the one thing a lot of people don't like about the English blends is how smoky they are. They're very, very, very smoky. Smoky tasting smoke, right? But this is a lot more light and more pleasant. Like it's not in your face at all. Like I think anyone could tolerate this. Anyone can tolerate this blend. Not everyone's going to like it, but if you're an English blend smoker, you probably will like it, although you're probably going to want something a little more heavy, but I don't think anyone's going to hate this tobacco. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. No one's going to despise it. Let me really focus on the flavor here. There's that burley. The burley, again, that's contributing to the mild taste of this. It really mutes the way your tobacco tastes, and it cools it down, too. It's kind of like a cream. It's almost like a flavorless cream base. There's a little bit of flavor to it. Some describe it as nutty. It's a little nutty, but it's so mild. Even that is pushing it. Virginias are there. Virginias are a little bit difficult to detect sometimes. Virginias, if I haven't told you this before, they smoke very, very hot. You can't, yeah, I have told you that before, haven't I? Especially yellow Virginias. They're very hot smoking. So you usually want to couple them up with something that's going to smoke a little lighter. Cavendish, I think, are kind of mild. Oh, sorry, they don't. They're moderate in heat. They don't smoke really hot or really cool. But they have a lot of flavor. Cavendish alone has a lot of flavor. It's cured with brown sugar, I believe. And I'm getting a little bit of that. I'm just barely getting a hint of that. It's one of my favorite tobacco elements, anyway. If you just smoked Cavendish alone, it's not very exciting. But it tastes better alone than all of the other tobaccos alone. Like Red Virginia alone, Yellow Virginia alone. Oh, don't even try that. Latakia alone, don't give that a shot either. Burley alone doesn't taste like anything. They're not supposed to. They're elements. They're supposed to be mixed together and flavored, etc. But Cavendish is the, like, one exception. It's the only one you almost can smoke just on its own. It's just flavorful enough, but it's just not flavorful enough to have it completely alone anyway. The point I'm trying to make is that it's a really nice tasting tobacco. And it goes very well with this blend. Now, room notes are always funny when it comes to English blends. There, using my offhand. It smells smoky. It smells like a typical English blend. It's not terribly strong, but it smells smoky. No tongue bite yet, not getting any issues like that, not too much trouble keeping it lit. Again, most of the time that's just user error though, if you're having a hard time keeping your tobacco lit. I'm not getting a nicotine rush or buzz or anything like that. Again, I smoke pretty fast, as you can see. I'm just trying to get the flavor for you. I'm trying to keep it lit. I'm trying to slow down my smoking, but... This is really good. The flavor's mild, the amount of tongue, but there's no tongue bite I'm getting. It smokes very cool. It's a very nice, pleasing, calm English blend. That's what this is, and I don't see this very often. It's slightly sweet, too. It's a winner. Absolute winner. Let's go check on our sausages. Don't have it at the hottest setting, as you can see there. It's almost there. Probably increase that a little bit. There's been such a grease buildup in here, and no matter how many times we clean this grill, we get grease fires if everything's up too high or if we're making anything really greasy, like burgers and stuff. I don't know why I've been having such trouble with that, but... Oh yes. Looking good. Here's our alligator sausage. I think it's technically alligator and pork, not just alligator. That would be really expensive. Alligator's a lot of money. I love it though. And no, I don't eat this stuff all the time. Just occasionally I get, some interesting stuff at that meat market. Getting some liquid in here though. Again, I probably just have to clean it. I haven't done it in a while. Then again, I haven't smoked English blends in a while. I mean, the videos you've seen of me uploading recently, if you've been subscribed, yeah, I have been smoking English blends a lot. What I meant to say was, or what I should have said was, there was like a few months that went by where I was not smoking any English blends because my pipe was clogged, and we were in the process of moving to this new house, and we're still not done yet, and all my tools were all over the place and missing and gone, and I didn't have any compressed air, and I was too lazy to get any compressed air, and I just forgot about it. But now I'm back to smoking English blends again. And I love them, particularly on cold days like this. I like it. It's a campfire warming kind of tasting. That's what I love about English blends, for sure. You taste Mother Earth when you smoke the English blends. Really good. Again, not even a whole lot of tobacco in there. The bowl's like almost down to the bottom. I could have put in a lot more. I just didn't for whatever reason, but... What a well-executed tobacco this is. I'm very impressed. No, it's not a flavor I would always go out of my way to try and taste and try to smoke. But for what it is, its execution is like A+. It's very... Like, if someone were to review something that's a flavor that they don't normally like, even if it's really well executed, and they're like, this is terrible, but just because they don't like whatever that flavor is, if they hate peaches, let's say, and they're reviewing a peach iced tea, it doesn't mean it's a bad iced tea. It just, you happen to not like peaches. A real reviewer, a really good reviewer, will be able to distinguish what is their personal preference and what is executed well or not. So whether you like peaches or not, is this a good peach drink for people who do like peaches? That's kind of the point I'm trying to make with this tobacco anyway. No, I'm not crazy about a super mild light English blend, but I did buy this, I remember, a few years back, or months, however long, it must have been at least over a year ago, that I got this out of curiosity because I haven't really had a very mild English blend before. And for what it is attempting to be, a mild English blend, it is score. Moisture. Ugh. That's, again, I love pipe filters. I love pipe filters. Completely negates all that moisture BS coming up the stem. Ugh. That's why I love my calabash pipe. I think I'm going to start collecting more calabash pipes. I haven't bought a new pipe in a really long time. Well, yeah, if you haven't seen the calabash pipes, they have a really loopy, goofy looking stem, but the whole point of that is that there's so much distance from the bowl of the tobacco to the piece where you put your mouth on. I can't remember what the name of it is. I have to work on my pipe anatomy again. There's just such a long distance. It's just too difficult for moisture to ride all the way up there. So you get a nice dry smoke. Excellent. I love smoking the calabash. It's kind of like a crazy straw stem. Okay, I'm starting to, if you haven't seen my other videos before, there's been times where I called it a pretzel taste, which is, I like pretzels, but not in the fashion that it's like when when it's just like basically just ashes and soot, and the tobacco is almost, it's done basically, you've smoked everything. It tastes like bad pretzels. That's just how I describe it. Really salty, gross. And that flavor is starting to creep up on me just a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to call it quits for now. This is an excellent tobacco if you want a light, cool smoking English blend. Slightly sweet, it's smoky, Latakia is in there, so if you're a fan of Latakia, you are going to like it. Don't worry, there's not a low amount of it. It's definitely there, but the overall flavor of the entire thing is mild, so enjoy.